What's up, everybody? We're back. Today is Workout Wednesday on leg day. Come back, don't leave. Make sure that you don't skip leg day because it is the third of the power that we need, and it is probably the most important. It's the thing that people skip the most and we need the most. Go on and subscribe if you haven't already. Hammer out that warm up and let's get started. Alright, we're going to be doing some squats to start off with. The squats are one of the best exercises to work basically that entire total lower body, engaging in the quads. We're hitting into the glutes. We're having to stabilize. I need a lot of you to work on your deep squats so that we can stay into that good posture and do what we want to do without letting it round. If that's the case, pause what you're doing, go find out one of my corrective exercises and fix that. But we want to be doing some somewhat heavy squats, nothing killer, going all the way down, past parallel, engaging in those glutes, learning to push and fire. We're going to tap into that ground force and definitely pick up some speed and power. So don't skip on the squats. Exercise 2 is going to be scissor jumps. It's going to be more of a unilateral. It's going to engage and hit the quads. No, we're not going to get a lot of them in. But what we want to do is go down into a lunge position. Up as high as you can, stick the landing, explode back up, and really try to drive off that one leg as much as you can do. It's going to wear you out, but you're going to get better at them. Chart how high you're jumping and how that recovery is. Let's get those legs engaged for the drives. Seated squat jumps. So we're going to see a lot of jumping today. With the seated, the reason we want to go down is we're going to eliminate that stretch shorten cycle. The stretch shorten is how the muscles engage and recruit to go down and explode. So the easiest way to think of it is if I'm going to try to jump up and touch the ceiling, I can't go from this position, even if I want to, but we go down first and then up. So what I can do is put you down onto a bench to where you're seated. You have to lean forward and explode and come up. It's one of the fastest ways to sort of trick the body to sit there and engage and use those muscles. So we're going to use it. Go through and do that set of 8. And again, expect to be tired and fatigued after. For the next one, instead of going up, we're going out. We're going to do some broad jumps. Basically go from a nice position here. We're down, swing, propel yourself forward. Now on top of obviously the jumping component, this helps out with our mechanic of the hips, both with the hip hinge as well as we come through, we're working through that extension, swing the legs out, learning to stick it. So plain and simple, I'm going to go from here down, over as far as I can. I'd love for this to be 1.5 times your height. Okay, so for me, I need to be busting roughly 9 feet. That's really going to help out, again, whenever it comes to power. Don't skip it. Sit there and jump and explode. Last but not least, lateral bounds. And I've covered these I don't know how many times. Again, if you're seeing an exercise that gets repeated a lot, that's because I think a lot of you skip it, aren't good at it, whatever, but it really is something that we need to be doing. With the lateral, we're working that glute med. We're looking at how fast you can stick and recover, plus how far can you push off and go to the other side. So we want to go through, we're going to do 16, so it's 8 on each leg. That's my nice little magic number. Plan it, drive, stick, recover, and go. Do as much as you can to help out with the glute meds. Make sure that they work. Stretchy time, which a lot of you skip. Same thing, we don't want to sit there and break down the muscle and get muscle bound and tight. We want to make sure we have adequate range of motion, flexibility. Very boring and straightforward stretches here. We have our nice simple quad stretch. I want to make sure that the knee is pointing straight down so it's not up to the side. And I want to make sure as I pull back, this is where I see a lot of you mess up. You're going to take it from here and you give me this. Don't know what you're stretching, but it's not the quad. Stay nice and tall, wedge that bad boy back, hold just for a couple of seconds, let off. You can either switch bounce back into that same one, stretch out your quads because they're going to be overly tight from this workout. Goes without saying, we need to hammer out the hamstrings. Straightforward, and again, what I consider to be boring, but the feet together. We're going to hip hinge, go down as low as you can, hold just for a second, come back up. Tons of variations, find which one you like. You can cross the leg over and go down. We can do toe touches with the toes up. Anything that's going to stretch out those hamstrings and make sure they have the range of motion we're looking for, I'm happy with. Let's hammer out the hip flexors, something that is definitely overlooked on a lot of you. We'll take the foot out in front here, and same as before with that quad stretch. I don't want you leaning in this way. That hip flexor that's in through here, we want to be arching and rolling back the best we can. So I'm actually going to lean back a little bit and then go into the stretch. Depending on how tight that is, we may give it a nice little turn, or may even lift the arm, lean back more as a turn. Whatever you can do, whatever you can tolerate, but we know that through daily life, especially all the sitting, that we really get these nice and tight and short, so stretch them out so that whenever we go to use the legs and build up that power, we're able to do it in the gym and turn around and do it in the golf swing. We need an internal, we need an external. We're going to do a hip drop, and we're going to do a figure four. With these, we're down. What I'm going to do, feet are nice and wide here. I'm dropping this one down to the ground while I keep my shoulders and especially my hips nice and level, bringing it back up, and I'm going to drop the other one down. My goal in my head is to feel like I'm trying to get that knee to the ground, okay? Don't worry about if that's even possible or where you're at, but that's what I'm thinking, is to push those down. For the external, we'll do the figure four, so I'm crossing over, I'm grabbing, and I'm pulling back as much as I can towards my chest. I always get asked about the head. The head's irrelevant, so if you want it up, down, whatever, but roll and pull up towards that chest, hold just for a second, let off, rinse, lather, repeat, go through and do those. Stretch out both hips, legs, everything in between. Again, we want to keep that as mobile and as fluid as we can. There we go. You made it through another workout and a leg day on top of that. Thanks again for everybody for the support along the way. Give me some feedback. What do you want to see? What are you tired of seeing? Go on and subscribe to this guy right down here. Need all the support we can get. Share with some friends. Check out ParsonsGolfPerformance.com. Got a new platform coming. Should be exciting for you.